everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anu. I'm a holistic mindset and lifestyle coach, and I am here today to remind you of your power. So this video is going to humble our egos a little bit. This is some place where I have experienced a bit of resistance when it comes to my coaching clients. So if you have been watching my past videos, I think this is a topic that's worth addressing. And it is about consciousness, and it is about the ego and the higher self. So if you have problems listening to these terms and you don't believe in God, switch the words, call it universe, call it creative power, whatever you want. But for me, for my sake, I'm comfortable using these terms and it's much more easier to talk about. Please feel free to switch these terms and have an open mind. What I have experienced with the past clients is, yes, of course, they come to me because they have a dream, they have a goal, they're not happy where they are and they want to change their situation, right? That's why we talk about mindset change, that's why we talk about manifestation, law of attraction, however you want to call it. I basically don't work with certain tools, anything outside of you that you have to do, you have to go to a certain place, because it's all in vain. And today I wanted to address that. Let's just say, for example, I were to ask you, what do you really want in life? A lot of people who struggle with their finances say, I want certain amount of money. So I don't know, it's like $1 million or whatever. So that's like really going out and dreaming, no limits. And then you ask, why do you want that money? So they would say, yeah, because I want to travel, I want to see the world, I don't want to be bound to my 9 to 5, I don't want to have like a set income coming in, and I basically have the finances to do everything that I want, and I'm not confined to my bills, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically what you truly want is freedom. What you truly want is freedom. But that's your conditioning in a very subtle way to observe. You want that money because that's your understanding of freedom. If I want freedom, I need this amount of money. So you could have just wished for, I don't know, financial freedom. I'm not bound to cash. I can travel the world. I can do blah, 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 everything. But you have been conditioned to believe the only way to be free is to have that amount of money. And I've had a lot of debates with my friends, this is not with the clients, but with my friends, where they were like, yeah, but I can wish for freedom, but are you going to pay my bills? So, they don't understand what I'm trying to tell them. You are much beyond that. You are much beyond that. If you want freedom, it's given to you. It's your choice. You decide. But you, instead of choosing freedom, you want to sit there and still operate from everything that you've been conditioned to believe to be true. And then say, life is not fair, the world is ending, and blah, blah, blah. God doesn't exist because God is not looking after me. He's given you all the resources. He's given you your beautiful mind. But you're not using it. Whose fault is that? And I can say that now with so much conviction because I did question my faith. And there was a time just last year in summer where I had lost my faith completely, and I used to look up at the sky and be like, do you even exist? I was kind of mad at my entire spiritual understanding, everything that I knew about somebody, something supreme out there who's supposed to take care of us, but clearly is failing. But it was not that power that was failing. I was failing. It was me. So when we talk about conditioning, it is not always your fault. And you have to remember, everything that you learned growing up, you were not conscious about it, but now you are. Now you can be. Now you can choose to be. And you can say, I don't want to function in autopilot anymore. I want to be in charge of my life. I want to be in charge of what I feel, what I experience. This is where it's important to understand the ego. So, the ego is something you've built all these years because it becomes your identity. Your name was given to you. Even your name does not belong to you. That's your identity. You identify as XYZ person. It's your ego. It's your ego. your profession, your education, the books you've read, the places you've traveled, the things that you think you've accomplished in life, your family, your blood relationships, your other relationships, your friends, the place that you live, the country where you live in, everything that you can say, this is me and I'm describing myself as a person, this is my name, this is my profession, these are the feelings that I have, these are the relationships that I have, this is the amount of money that I have, is all your ego. Because everything based on ego crumbles down to ashes any moment. So what is your true self is the source energy, the consciousness that's been given to you, or the soul quality, let's call it. That's, if you could tap into that power, which is existing all throughout since the first breath you took, it's there with you. Your consciousness, if you can tap into that, abundance of resource that you have within you, that's your freedom. And I say that's your freedom because it's going to humble your ego and nothing is going to bother you anymore. Any life situation, anything, it just won't get to you because you're going to look at life as a play, as a movie that's playing out in front of you. How can it have the power to hurt you, to influence you? You can get influenced by that movie if you give it power and you forget who you are. We have trained our egos so well, right from all the experiences from our childhood, school life, adult life, relationships, financial situations, everything we've built now, a false belief of how the world functions. And then we have the new age social media, news channels not doing us any favor. It tells you if a person does not text you in 2 days, this person does not value you. There's another concept, good for your ego, because your ego operates on pain, blame, everything miserable. You feel fearful, you have anxiety, you feel cross with people, you don't trust people because you know so much. It's all coming from ego. That's what your ego makes you feel. And then you have the other side, you have the consciousness. You're connected to the source through that consciousness. And its only function is to provide you peace and unconditional love. What do you mean by unconditional love? Which is not bound to anything. It's not bound to any conditions. That's your consciousness. Where are you operating from? You cannot operate from both the states at the same time. It's either or. So you choose. You have to answer this question for yourself. Right now, where do you think you're operating from? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling so much in love with everything around you, including yourself? Or are you sitting and looking at your bills? Or are you sitting and looking at your partner saying, this is not the ideal person for me, and my kids are not well behaved, and my dog is not well behaved, and the world is like this, and my boss is evil? Are you operating from that place? That's your ego. The higher self, or the source energy, your consciousness, does not judge you. The world is not judging you. God does not judge you. You judge yourself. You're the only one stopping yourself. You are the biggest limiting belief that you need to overcome. Your ego, your false identity, is the only limiting belief you need to overcome. That's the biggest mountain you need to overcome. That's the only thing stopping you from having your freedom, from having your dream life, from having peace. You have trained your ego so well over the past years, it feels threatened. If you want something apart from what you've known to be true all your life, it feels threatened. So the biggest challenge is to unlearn everything that you've learned. I have clients come to me and my first question is, what do you truly desire? Think of it as a genie sitting in front of you. Do not limit yourself. But even if I would give you the choice, you would still boil down your dreams because there are few things we feel it's unattainable, it's unachievable. Why? Because I know how it works. That's your ego. You see all these single people giving up on love, and you say, hey, what do you truly want? And maybe what they truly desire is a good, long-term, fulfilling, happy, committed relationship or marriage with a big fat family and 2 dogs and 5 cats, whatever. But they can't wish that. I just want somebody to respect me. It's fine. It's okay. We are settling. We are settling for we've put our bar so low because we think everything is unattainable. And who stops you from dreaming big? Who stops you from dreaming big is your ego. Because your ego will remind you, oh, you're wishing for a marriage. Come on. Look at the world. People don't even want to commit these days. That's the time you have to remember your consciousness. You're connected to the source. You are the universe itself. You are the stars. You are the galaxy. You're everything outside that you go looking for. You're going to churches, temples, mosques, and pilgrimage places and holy places and drink some holy water. And why is it not fixing you? Because then you blame God for it. You're looking for everything outside of you. You're searching for all the answers outside of you. But you won't find it there. You can read thousands of books and call yourself well-read and well-educated and well-literate. But if your life is not the way you want it to be, what's the point of having all of this knowledge and understanding? If you're not happy where you are, if you don't have peace, if you don't understand freedom, you've not experienced freedom, I don't care how many books you've read because you've clearly not understood anything. And now it's so beautiful because every time I read the books that I had read before, they speak to me so much, and I can just sit with one statement and meditate just with one statement for minutes and just half an hour or an hour. I'm just there because just one sentence has that power. And there we are reading thousands of books and still not able to implement anything in our lives because we think the answer is in the book. We think the answer is in this holy place or in that spring water. We have given away our power. We have forgotten who we are. Thanks to our day and age, thanks to the social media, we are just living on dopamine. We are just living on this thrill, and then we see this person has a new handbag and oh look, that's the new thing that's released. It's fine. We are here to have a human experience. I'm not shaming anyone for having materialistic desires and all of that, or wishing for a beautiful big house. I'm not shaming anyone. It's your life, it's your reality. You do whatever you want with it. We are pure consciousness. We are divine beings having a human experience, and call me blasphemous if you want to, but you will see it once you tap into that source that's existing within you, and you quiet that judgmental voice, the voice that's always giving you fear, making you paralyzed, giving you anxiety. The ego operates through pain. The ego operates through making you feel miserable. You are not miserable. No one is miserable. No one is sad. No one is left out in the cold. Everything that you search for, you think, if I find this, that's my holy grail, that's going to save me, that's going to answer all my questions. You're doing it wrong. Whether it's God, whether it's some holy place, whether it's the universe, it's the stars, everything comes back to you. Everything. You are made up of every element that you can find in the universe. If creation is done, finished, and is made perfect, how can any one of us be flawed? Nature works in the most miraculous ways. You just study anatomy, physiology, and you will be blown away the way a human body functions. So if the power that created everything so meticulously, you think it's going to screw up with your mind? You think it's going to make some mistakes and give you a miserable life and somebody is more blessed than you? You think that's how it works. You know, the things that I've heard in the past, it's the good people who suffer, and if you're evil, you don't have problems. It's not true. It's all conditioning. The people who trust the most are the ones who get betrayed. It's not true. Hey, you function the way you are, not bothered. You're not afraid of anything, and see how life changes. You've learned what's betrayal. You've learned what is lying. And if people have lied to you, you take that as an experience to your grave. I will never trust again. And who do you think is losing out? The world is not losing out on anything. You've stopped yourself from experiencing the beautiful things, from experiencing beautiful emotions. What if heaven and hell exist right now? You experience either heaven or hell depending on which place you're operating from. A lot of people, when they say, I'm going through hell, what does it mean? It means nothing is making sense, everything is falling apart, oh my god, I can't catch a breath, and everything is just miserable. So you're saying, I'm experiencing hell because these are the factors. What if you switch back to the other side and you want to experience heaven? So you tap into that consciousness. You choose. What do you want to experience? What have you known all your life? Oh, but I grew up like this and my childhood was miserable and this is the only thing I know. And that's why you're comfortable. You're comfortable because it's familiar. You want to experience heaven. Then you have to forget all of this. You have to let go of all of this. If you sit in meditation, try to understand your ego, you will be surprised how much your ego has manipulated you all your life. Do we have to be afraid of it? No, it's just a trickster. You just don't fall for the traps. You just don't fall for the tricks. And how do you do that? By remembering who you are. Unadulterated, pure, divine, supreme source energy that lives within you cannot fall for any traps. Don't go out looking for answers. Everything comes back to you. You want an answer, you have a desire, come back to yourself. You are everything you need to read. You are everything you need to understand, comprehend, remember. It all comes back to you. I hope I was successful in reminding you who you are, who you truly are. And I'm going to end by saying something very beautiful that Rumi said. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean by itself. Think of that one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. And please check the description box below. I offer one-on-one coaching. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you around again. And yeah, sending you all lots of love and see you all soon. Bye.